I know what you're thinking. There's no way the Broncos are seriously in the mix for a Terry McLaurin trade, right? But here we are. Out of nowhere, Fox Sports named Denver as a potential trade destination for Washington's star wideout, and that set off alarms across Broncos country. At first, it sounded crazy. Terry McLaurin in orange and blue? It felt like fantasy talk, but then the story gained traction, and not just from Fox. Athlon Sports and Yahoo Sports both echoed the idea, so I had to dig in. The more I looked, the more it made sense. McLaurin is exactly the kind of player who could completely reshape this Broncos offense, and according to these reports, Denver might be willing to make a move that shocks the league. Now let's be real, some of what I found might frustrate you. Other parts, they might give you a reason to believe again, because if McLaurin lands in Denver, everything changes. Let's dive into what this could mean and why the idea isn't as far-fetched as it once seemed. I've got to push back on one thing. This idea that Bo Nix is destined for a sophomore slump. Yes, it's happened before. Dak Prescott hit a wall in 2017. CJ Stroud could face a similar dip in 2024. But those situations don't define what's coming for Nix. And even if he does stumble a bit in year two, surrounding him with elite talent like Terry McLaurin could be the exact thing that keeps this offense afloat. With McLaurin, you know what you're getting, a durable, battle-tested downfield weapon who demands the defense's full attention. He's not just good, he's consistent, reliable, and available. That matters. The article from Fox Sports named 4 teams as the top potential landing spots: the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Patriots, and yes, the Broncos. New England may have more cap space, but Denver has something they don't: urgency. The kind of urgency that comes from knowing this team is close, but not quite there. Now let's get one thing straight. This move only makes sense if the Broncos keep Courtland Sutton. Trading Sutton for McLaurin would be a lateral move. Same type of receiver, same strengths. You can't swap one for the other and expect progress. But pair them together, that's dangerous. Here's the thing. Terry McLaurin is as steady as they come. His last 4 seasons, 77, 77, 79, and 82 receptions. No major injuries, no dramatic drop-offs, just elite level production year after year. In fact, he's arguably still trending upward. He's not just a good receiver, he's a tone setter. And if Denver finds a way to add him without subtracting Sutton, this offense could take a massive leap forward. Let's not kid ourselves. Terry McLaurin deserves to get paid. But here's where it gets complicated. Washington reportedly isn't ready to give him $30 million a year. That hesitation, it could be what cracks the door open for teams like Denver. Now, if you want numbers, let's talk facts. According to Pro Football Focus, McLaurin led the entire NFL in touchdowns against single coverage in 2024 with 10. Not only that, he posted a 135.3 passer rating when targeted, the best in the league. That's elite territory. When it comes to getting open and making quarterbacks look good, McLaurin is top tier. But here's the burning question no one's asking. What's the real difference between Terry McLaurin and Courtland Sutton? Let's compare. McLaurin, 1,096 yards. Sutton, 1,081 yards. That's a difference of just 15 yards. McLaurin had more touchdowns, yes, but Sutton had more 20-plus yard plays and more targets. Both played with rookie quarterbacks. When you stack them side by side, the comparison is almost eerie. They're incredibly similar receivers in both production and play style. Then came the proposed trade from Fox Sports, and honestly, it might go down as one of the worst hypothetical trades I've ever seen. Their idea? Washington receives Courtland Sutton, John Franklin Myers, and a 2026 fourth-round pick in exchange for McLaurin. That's it. That trade doesn't just feel lopsided, it's borderline insulting. You don't trade away a proven playmaker like Sutton and a solid defensive piece and a pick for a wide receiver whose production is nearly identical. It's not just risky, it's reckless. I get it. Trade rumors stir the pot, but there's a difference between bold and bad, and this trade idea crosses that line hard. But hey, if we're going to talk trades, let's do it right. If a Terry McLaurin trade is truly on the table, the Broncos need to be smart, not desperate. At most, I'd be willing to offer John Franklin Myers and a 2026 fifth-round pick. That's it. Not a penny more. Because if you're telling me Terry McLaurin is worth more than Courtland Sutton, despite their nearly identical production, I'm not buying it. They're both high impact players, and Sutton's value shouldn't be underestimated. Here's where the deal might actually work in Denver's favor. Washington already has a new number one receiver after trading for Deebo Samuel. Yes, Deebo's style is different. He's a hybrid weapon who can line up anywhere, but that only adds to their flexibility. If they trade away McLaurin and bring in a versatile defender like Franklin Myers, especially with a rookie quarterback like Jaden Daniels, they could still keep balance on both sides of the ball. But that only works for them. For the Broncos, the Fox Sports proposal is a disaster. You don't give up Sutton and Franklin Myers and a pick. That's giving away too much for something you already have. The only way this trade works is if McLaurin comes to Denver without losing Sutton. Pair them up. Now we're talking about one of the most dangerous receiving duos in the league. Two physical, reliable, explosive playmakers who can dominate downfield. Could you imagine that? A double dose of Courtland Sutton-style receivers on the outside? That would change everything for Bo Nix and this entire offense. But let's be real. There's one obstacle standing in the way. Money. It's not about scheme or fit. Terry McLaurin fits anywhere. But financially, this could be where the Broncos hit a wall. That's the final piece we need to examine. Let's talk dollars, because that's where this deal hits the wall. Terry McLaurin wants $30 million per year. That would put him in the same financial tier as Tyreek Hill and Brandon Ayuk. And frankly, he's earned the right to ask for it. He's been reliable, productive, and durable. Everything you want in a franchise wideout. And make no mistake, if Washington doesn't pay him, someone else will. He's made it crystal clear. $30 million is the number. No discounts, no negotiations. From a pure football standpoint, pairing McLaurin with Courtland Sutton would be insane. Whether McLaurin is your WR1 and Sutton is 1A or vice versa, it doesn't matter. That kind of firepower would turn Denver's offense into a nightmare for opposing secondaries. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better outside duo in the league. But now we have to face reality. The Broncos simply don't have the cap space right now. McLaurin's price tag is steep. Denver currently sits at just over $15 million in available cap, which is half of what McLaurin would command. To make this happen, Denver would have to clear space, likely by releasing or trading key contributors. You'd probably have to part ways with a young talent like Troy Franklin or Devon Bell just to make the numbers work, and you'd still be giving up premium draft picks on top of that. So, where does that leave us? The idea of bringing in Terry McLaurin is thrilling. It's electric, but right now it's not practical. Denver would be forced to give up too much to make it happen. And here's the real kicker. Do the Broncos even need him? Because if you step back and look at Courtland Sutton, you already have your Terry McLaurin. Same physicality, same production, same impact. Sometimes the piece you're searching for is already on your roster.